Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending my speech. My name is Justin Sr., and the main topic of my speech today will be BSL. The point of this speech is not to persuade you or make you feel any other kind of way of BSL. It's strictly just to inform. The goal of this speech is for you to learn a little bit about BSL more than you knew before. Let's start by explaining what BSL is. BSL stands for Breed-Specific Legislation. Breed-Specific Legislation is implemented by communities, towns, states to basically regulate or ban a certain breed of dog or any animal based on its aggressivity or, in this case, just measurements. BSL has a couple of issues. It's not that effective. Its origin is kind of iffy. No one really knows why it really came to place. And there's a lot of solutions and other ways to deal with the dog attack issues. And all of those points will be explained in my speech. I'll start by just explaining the origin of BSL. BSL originated in the 1980s in America. It kind of came about because there was a lot of reports and a lot of media attention on dog bites around the 1980s. It really gave the government the backing it needed to start regulating and giving more attention to animals, per se. It started in Hollywood, Florida, with small regulations such as you have to have special forms filled out if you were owner of a dangerous dog breed. You would have to prove that you had at least $25,000 in insurance money for public liability insurance to prove that if your dog was to come out and hurt anybody, you'd be able to pay for its hospital bills, something like that. Florida is also the same state where you could own a tiger in your apartment. There's other reasons why they think BSL came into play, because in the 1970s, there was a lot of immigrants coming into America. They were living in slums, and pit bulls were used as a cheap way to give security and companionship without having to break the bank. Also, pit bulls were used to babysit little kids when both parents had to work and no one would be at the house. So, pit bull and other breeds of dogs, such as German shepherds or Dobermans, were associated with lower class people. So, not for saying it's just a theory. I read this in the Smithsonian, an article by Nir Yasmin, that dog regulation was really just another form of racial oppression. It forced people that own a specific type of dog to find different places to live. You couldn't live certain places. You couldn't be certain places if you owned this dog. And the only options were to either get rid of the dog, which you don't want to do because it's your friend, or move entirely, live in other places like poor, less rules, less safety neighborhoods, the slums, basically. And that's another theory behind BSL. There's also a study done by the ASPCA that shows that media is very biased towards pit bulls and other dangerous breeds of dogs because it gives them more attention. If a Dalmatian was to attack somebody, the news report would not get that much attention as, let's say, a Doberman attack or something like that. And since now you kind of understand where BSL is coming from, I want to move on to what it's done. It's not done much, in effect, as it's not really lowered the amount of dog attacks. It kind of just placed the burden on certain breed owners. So that's where many organizations such as the American Veterinarian Society And like I mentioned before, ASVPA or AKC, which is the American Kennel Club, are very much against it. BSL focuses more on measurements of the dog rather than trying to explain if a breed is more aggressive, because there's been no scientific information supporting aggressive breeds. So say there's no such thing as a breed of dog that's known or just born to be aggressive. They're just basically saying dogs of this measurement and size are aggressive, so they're banning them. Most scientific research shows that it's how the dog is raised, how the dog is taken care of, how the dog is socialized at a young age that decides whether it's going to be an aggressive dog or not. BSL denies this. It does not really care about those facts. BSL also puts a burden on taxpayers that don't even own dogs. It forces them to use taxpayer money to euthanize dogs and shelter dogs en masse, which really adds up. And as far as bite research goes, there isn't a lot of bite research. So mainly the research showing that approved BSL is just the amount of pit bull bites. They focus strictly on certain types of dogs that they decide are dangerous when they provide their scientific backing for BSL. What to do instead of BSL? What can be done to solve the issue of dog attacks and lessen the amount of dog fatalities other than just blaming one breed? Well, breed neutral laws that require that your dog be on a leash when you leave with it, when you're in public, that dogs are well taken care of, there's no dog cruelty, dogs need to be spayed and neutered, things that basically promote dog health, dog safety, or animal safety in general would be the best alternative to BSL. To acquire this information, I went to sites such as Smithsonian.com, ASPCA.com, the American Kennel Association, American Kennel Club.org, and Current Affairs. I also went to the veterinarian building that we have on campus to talk to them more about the breed, and they basically just said the same things. There's no such thing as a dangerous breed, just how they're raised. Thank you for your time.